What's up, everyone? We're going to be going through the best WNBA player props on Prize Picks today. Now, I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 21 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now, a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got 2 picks wrong and got 21 right, which is a 92% win rate. Yes, guys, you heard that right. 92% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 92% win rate and get 21 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $837 just yesterday, and another member who won $250 for the 6th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to eJeter4710 who said let's go crazy, and shouts out to Atanon who said Charlie Sheen voice winning. So shouts out to them, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. Now, a quick pick I did want to talk about before we get into them is actually this 0.5 pick, guys, by Napheesa Collier. Now, this one's just kind of a no-brainer. I highly do suggest you add these to your parlays, but I thought I'd just make this obvious on making sure that you guys and girls know about this pick. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. But getting into the actual first pick, we are going to be talking about none other than Easy McBagger, and this one is actually for points for 8.5 points, and this one is for less. Now, looking at Easy McBagger, we've actually seen her go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, you see on June 28th, faced off against Connecticut, actually had 12 points there. Then June 30th, faced off against Golden State Valkyries and actually had 2 points in that matchup. July 4th, faced off against Atlanta, had 5 points there. Then July 7th, faced off against New York Liberty, had 14 points in that matchup. And then July 10th, faced off against Connecticut, had 13 points. So we definitely have seen some pretty interesting things when it comes to Easy McBagger. We have definitely seen her, go on the under in some games, go on the over in others. And when it comes to Easy McBagger, we do know that she does play for none other than Seattle Storm. So this is definitely going to be a big game, but coming into this matchup, we do know that Seattle Storm and also Connecticut Sun, we do see that Seattle Storm, when it comes to ranking wise, they do actually rank 5th. They actually have a record of 12 wins and also 8 losses. That's a 60% win percentage. They are 6-3 at home, 6-5 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. Now, on the other side of things, we also do see they face off, like I mentioned, against Connecticut Sun. Connecticut Sun haven't really been doing too well. They actually rank 13th in the WNBA. So they have 3 wins, 16 losses, a 15.8% win percentage. They're also 2-7 from home, 1-9 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak as well. So it's definitely been a very tough for them. Now, coming into this next game, we do know, looking at Connecticut Sun defensively, we do know that they do actually rank, when it comes to points allowed, they do rank 13th. So why do we like the under for this situation? Now, a big reason why we do like the under for this situation here is that when we look at someone like Easy McBagger, we actually do see that she does play that big man position. What we have seen time and time again is that Easy McBagger is playing that big man position, and Connecticut Sun actually do a fantastic job at restricting points to the big man position. So for that reason, we do very much like, the under for this situation here. We definitely are expecting Connecticut Sun to put a lot of the focus and defensive focus at that towards Easy McBagger, which can definitely cause her to be restricted quite a lot, when it actually comes to that points category. Now, Easy also doesn't have the highest usage rate in the points department as well. So that's definitely something to be wary about as well coming into this game. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out for someone like Easy McBagger coming into this matchup, especially against a Connecticut team who does a fantastic job at actually, restricting points to the big man position. So unfortunately, we do see, Easy actually struggling there. So for that reason, Easy McBagger for 8.5 points for less, I think is a great pick. All right, so getting into the next pick, we're going to be talking about none other than Brittney Griner. And this one is a fantastic one for 9.5 points, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at this pick, we actually do see on June 25th, Brittney Griner actually faced off against Dallas, actually had 2 points in that matchup. Then June 28th, faced off against Minnesota, had 16 points there. After that, June 30th, faced off against New York Liberty, had 14 points. Then July 4th, faced off against Seattle, had 8 points. And then July 8th, faced off against Golden State Valkyries and had 11 points there. So we actually have seen Brittney Griner, do very well in some games. Other games hasn't done too well. Now they have actually gone on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. Now looking at these last 5 games, you also do see that her average over the last 5 is also 10.2. Now, coming into this matchup, it's definitely going to be an exciting one, but we do actually see that Brittney Griner, has been playing for Atlanta Dream, and she does face off against Indiana Fever. Now, looking at both of these teams, starting off with Atlanta Dream, we have actually seen Atlanta do a fantastic job so far this season. We actually have seen them come in at the 4th spot in the WNBA, but also 2nd in the Eastern Conference. Now, they have a record of 12 wins and 7 losses. That's a 63.2% win percentage. And on top of that, they are 8-3 at home, 4-4 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. Now, on top of that, as we all know, Brittney Griner and Atlanta face off against Indiana Fever. And looking at Indiana Fever, they are in the same conference. However, Indiana Fever do actually rank 8th in the WNBA and 4th in the Eastern Conference. So they actually have a record of 9 wins and 10 losses, a 47.4% win percentage. They are 5-6 from home, 4-4 from away. So it's definitely been pretty tough for them there. Now, Indiana Fever are definitely going to try to change things around and turn things around for this game, but we do actually see coming into this matchup, Brittney Griner and also, this matchup against Indiana, we do see defensively Fever actually do a fantastic job because they do actually rank 4th when it comes to points allowed. So that's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. We definitely see someone like Brittney Griner going on the under, as we are expecting, Indiana Fever to play fantastic defense and try to restrict her as much as they can. Now, looking at, also this matchup, we do know Brittney is a center. What we have seen time and time again is that, Brittney Griner, who is a center, Indiana Fever actually do a fantastic job at restricting points to the center position. So we definitely see that being a big case here. Now, coming into this matchup as well, we all do know that when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have her favored for the under as well. So that works out in our favor there. So Brittney Griner, 9.5 points for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about none other than Skylar Diggins. So Skylar Diggins, great player, as we all know. And this one is a fantastic one for actually 17.5 points. And this one is for less. Now, as you all know, guys, obviously this is one of the games that we have already recently talked about. But as you all know, when it comes to the WNBA, there only are a couple of games. So there's definitely going to be a lot of overlap. But looking at this matchup and Skylar Diggins specifically, we have actually seen her go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. We do see on June 28th, faced off against Connecticut, had 24 points there. June 30th, faced off against Golden State Valkyries, had 18 points. Then July 4th, faced off against Atlanta, had 11 points there. July 7th, faced off against New York Liberty, had 13 points. And then July 10th, against Connecticut Sun, actually had 23 points. So we definitely have seen Skylar Diggins do a fantastic job at times, and other times hasn't really done too well. And looking at Skylar Diggins, we do know she does play for Seattle Storm, and they face off against Connecticut Sun. Now, just to quickly remind you all again, when it comes to the rankings of both of these teams, we do know that Seattle Storm ranked 5th in the WNBA, or 3rd in the Western Conference to be more specific. Now, they have a record of 12 wins and 8 losses. That's a 60% win percentage. They are 6-3 from home, 6-5 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. But on top of that, over the last 10 games, they also have a record of 6-4. Now, looking on the other side of things, we also see they face off against Connecticut Sun, and as we mentioned before, Connecticut Sun have been very poor. They actually rank the worst team in the WNBA at 13th, and also rank last in the Eastern Conference as well. Now, they have 3 wins and 16 losses, 15.8% win percentage, and their last 10 games, their record is actually 1-9. So it's definitely been a little bit tough for, the Connecticut Sun team. But when we look at Connecticut Sun, we do know that they rank 13th when it comes to points allowed. So the reason why we do like the under for this situation is not only do Connecticut Sun actually do a fantastic job against the big man position, but when it comes to Skylar Diggins' position, we are expecting her to go on the under here, as Connecticut Sun actually do a fantastic job at restricting points to her position as well. What we also have seen, although Connecticut Sun don't really do a great job at, we have actually seen them when it comes to facing off against, great teams, we have seen them definitely try to restrict and focus on the star players. Now, we tend to see, the role players or the bench players start to actually score a little bit more, and Connecticut Sun are definitely losing a lot of games, but what we have seen them actually do impressively enough is actually, stop main players, as their defensive strategy has definitely been towards that. Now, it hasn't translated to any wins, but we are looking at props in this case, and when it comes to Skylar Diggins, we are expecting a lot of the defensive attention to be on him, so we are expecting Connecticut Sun to come out really firing in this game. So for that reason, keep an eye out for Skylar Diggins. As I always mentioned before, I look at what the bookies are saying, and bookies also are favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So Skylar Diggins, 17.5 points for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Alright, so as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but PrizePicks is delayed with some of their lines, so here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Lexie Hull. Now, as you all know, Lexie Hull is a great player for Indiana Fever, and she has done a fantastic job so far this season, averaging 8.3 points, 4.9 rebounds, 1.6 assists, and 1.1 steals. So she definitely has done a great job for Fever so far this season, and as we all know, Indiana Fever do have themselves a very exciting matchup against none other than Atlanta Dream. Now, just to remind you all where both of these teams do rank, we do know that Indiana Fever come in at the 8th spot in the WNBA. Now, they do rank 4th in the Eastern Conference, but they have a record of 9 wins and 10 losses. That's a 47.4% win percentage. They are 5-6 from home, 4-4 from away, and are currently on a 2-game losing streak. On the other side of things, they face off against Atlanta Dream, and looking at Atlanta Dream, we have actually seen them do a fantastic job so far this season, because we actually see their record as 12-7. They rank 4th in the WNBA, but on top of that, they also do rank 2nd in the Eastern Conference. Now, looking on the other side as well, we also do see that they have a 63.2% win percentage, and they are 8-3 at home, 4-4 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. So it's definitely been interesting for them there. Now, looking at this matchup, we do know, looking defensively, Atlanta Dream have actually ranked 3rd in points allowed. They also do rank 3rd when it comes to assists allowed, and then rebounds allowed. We also do see Atlanta Dream ranking 1st. So, we have actually seen them do a fantastic job. Now, coming into this game, it's definitely going to be an exciting one, but Atlanta Dream do rank very high in all 3 categories, and for that reason, we do very much like the under for this situation here. Now, when we look at Lexie Hull, she is a great player, do not get me wrong, but a big thing about this is that when you look at Atlanta Dream, they have just been a very, very good defensive team, and also just do a great job, overall at actually restricting points, rebounds, and assists, and that's why we are definitely expecting the under for this situation here. There is a reason why Dream are such a great, team, and they have been doing very well when it comes to their record. So we definitely see that continuing on into the next, sort of category coming into this game. But looking at Lexie Hull, we do see over her last 5 games, we see she faced off against Dallas Wings in 94-86 victory. Now she actually had 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 0 assists there. After that, faced off against Minnesota, actually had, a 74-59 victory in that matchup. In that matchup, she actually had 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist there. Faced off against the Las Vegas Aces next after that, and we actually saw her actually have 7 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists with an 81-54 victory. Then faced off against Sparks on the 6th, had an 89-87 loss with 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. Then on the 10th, faced off against Golden State Valkyries, had an 80-61 loss, had 5 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist there. So it's definitely been pretty interesting for, Lexie Hull. We definitely have seen her, go on the under compared to her averages in some games, go on the over in others. But coming into this next one against Atlanta Dream, we do very much like the under for this situation here. So looking at this one, we do also see that, when it comes to our lines, I think points, rebounds are definitely ones mainly to focus on, because I do believe that when we look at Prize Picks and when they give out some lines, we tend to see that the lines do come out for higher kind of usage rate, categories. So, although Lexie Hull is a great player in all 3 categories, she does have a bit of a less sort of usage rate in that assist department. So that's why I do believe a line will more likely come out for points and rebounds. So definitely keep an eye out there. So for that reason, keep an eye out for the under for this one. As I always mentioned, if the line is too close to, the averages, then definitely look to go on the under. Now getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than actually Erica Wheeler. Now, when we look at Erica Wheeler, we do know she is a fantastic player for none other than Seattle Storm. And she has done a fantastic job so far this season, averaging 11.5 points, 3.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 1.1 steals. So she definitely has done a great job there. Now, when we look at, someone like Erica Wheeler, not only have we seen her do a fantastic job throughout the regular season, but we do also see that, Seattle Storm face off against Connecticut Sun coming into this game. Now, we have touched on this briefly, but just to remind you all again, Connecticut Sun, Seattle Storm, this matchup, Storm do rank 5th in the in the WNBA, but also ranked 3rd in the Western Conference. They also have a record of 12-8, so 12 wins, 8 losses, 60% win percentage, are 6-3 from home, and then also 6-5 from away. So it's definitely been interesting, when it comes to Seattle Storm season. They are definitely pushing towards getting more into that top 3 category if they can. They have done a great job. They have lost a couple of tight games, but I do believe that, they are definitely on the hunt to try to get into that top 3. Now they do face off against, as we all know, against Connecticut Sun, and Connecticut Sun on the other side, they do actually rank 13th in the actual WNBA. They rank last in the WNBA, rank last in the Eastern Conference. They have a record of 3 wins, 16 losses, a 15.8% win percentage, and are 2-7 from home, 1-9 from away, and are currently on a 1-game win streak. So it's definitely been a little bit tough for, Erica Wheeler, when it comes to her usage rate in the last couple of games. But we are definitely expecting a big game from her here, because we do actually see that Connecticut Sun do rank 13th when it comes to points allowed. They also rank 11th when it comes to assists allowed, and rank 13th when it comes to actually rebounds allowed. So we have actually seen Connecticut Sun do a very, very poor job in all 3 categories. That's a big reason why we do very much, like the over for this situation here for someone like Erica Wheeler. We definitely are expecting her to take advantage of this coming into this matchup. Now, looking more, closely, we do actually see that this matchup, Seattle Storm, Connecticut Sun, We have seen them actually face off, in the past as well. So that definitely helps us in why we do like the over for this situation here. Now, looking at this matchup, we do also see that they have played on the 28th against, Connecticut, as we mentioned, 97-81 victory. Now, she actually had 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists there. So she did go on the over in 2 out of those 3 categories. Then on the 30th, faced off against none other than Golden State Valkyries, had an 84-57, loss there. She actually had 13 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists there. Then faced off against Atlanta Dream with 80-79 victory, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. After that, faced off against New York Liberty, had 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists on a 79-70 victory. Then against Connecticut, had a 93-83 loss, but had 10 points, 1 rebound, and 7 assists there, which she did go on the over in actually 2 out of those 3 categories. Now, looking at this one, it's definitely an interesting one to us because we have actually seen that Erica Wheeler has not only just gone on the over in 2 out of the 3 out of both of those games against Connecticut, but she definitely did it in a very efficient and high usage rate type fashion. Now, obviously, she didn't go 3 for 3, but it definitely is very evident that Erica Wheeler has the capability and has the usage rate to be able to go over on her lines. Now, this is where you really just have to keep an eye out for what the line does come out for, but I think all 3 categories definitely has the capability to see someone like Erica go on the over here. Now, if it was, something to look at, I definitely do always believe to keep an eye out for where the line actually does come out from. And like I always mentioned, the line is under her averages, then definitely look to go on the over there. So for that reason, keep an eye out for Erica Wheeler. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about none other than Jordin Canada. So Jordin Canada, great player for none other than, Atlanta Dream, as we all know. And she's done a fantastic job averaging 8.9 points. 3.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists, and also 1.8 steals. So she's definitely done a fantastic job for this team, and we all know Atlanta Dream face off against Indiana Fever. Now, just to remind you all again, Atlanta Dream do actually rank 4th in the WNBA, but over the last 10 games, they do actually have a record of 6-4 over the last 10. Now, they face off against Indiana Fever. Now, Fever on the other side of things have a record of 5-5 over the last 10 games, and they currently rank 8th in the WNBA. So when we look at this, matchup, we do know, looking at Indiana Fever defensively, we have actually seen Fever do a great job ranking 4th when it comes to points allowed. They also rank 1st when it comes to assists allowed, and then 2nd when it comes to rebounds allowed. So we definitely have seen, Jordin Canada actually do a fantastic job there. Now, coming into this matchup, we are expecting the under for this situation here. The Fever have continued to play really great defense, and, I think a big part of that is they have a lot of defensive juggernauts in their team. Now, looking at Jordin Canada over the last 5 games, we actually do see some, pretty interesting stat lines. We have actually seen them face off against Dallas Wings recently on the 25th of last month. They actually lost 68-55, had 0 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist there. Then on the 28th, faced off against Minnesota, had a 96-92 loss in overtime, had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. Then against New York Liberty, actually had a 90-81 victory with 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 8 assists there. After that, faced off against Seattle, had an 80-79 loss with 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists there. Then faced off against Golden State Valkyries with a 90-81 victory with 7 points, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists there. So we definitely have seen Jordin Canada actually do a fantastic job. Now, coming into this matchup, it's definitely going to be an exciting one, but we do actually see that Jordin Canada is also, a little bit on the lower usage rate when it comes to this team, in a sense that she doesn't have the highest usage rate for this Atlanta Dream team. And since it is a tough matchup, as I've mentioned, in the points, rebounds, and assists category for someone, like, Atlanta and Jordin, as Indiana Fever do a great job, we are expecting other players players in this team to take away the usage rate from her. And, because of that, we do very much like the under for this situation here. So for that reason, I definitely would keep an eye out, for the under for this situation for Jordin Canada. I don't really think you need to focus on points, rebounds, and assists. I definitely see her having the capability to go on the under in all three categories. So definitely keep an eye out for it there. So for that reason, keep an eye out for Jordin Canada's line. As I always mentioned, the line is too close to our averages. Then definitely look to go on the under. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Saniya Rivers. So, Saniya Rivers from Connecticut Sun, great player, as we all know. And this one's a fantastic one because I do believe Saniya Rivers is definitely going to have an interesting matchup because we have seen her actually average 7.4 points, 2.9 rebounds, 3.1 assists, and 1.6 steals. So she has done a fantastic job for Connecticut Sun, and coming into this game, we do also see that Connecticut Sun face off against Seattle Storm. Now, we have mentioned this time and time again, but just to remind you all, Seattle Storm and also, Connecticut Sun, looking at Sun, they do actually rank 13th in the WNBA. They have a record of 3-16, but also have a record of 1-9 over the last 10 games. And then they face off against Storm, who do rank 5th in the WNBA with a 12-8 record, but also rank, a very good in the Western Conference as they rank 3rd, but also have a record of 6-4 over the last 10. Now, coming into this game, however, looking at Seattle Storm, we do know Seattle Storm do actually rank 7th when it comes to points allowed. They also rank 7th when it comes to assists allowed, and then rebounds allowed, they do rank 11th. So Seattle Storm, they are a great team, do not get me wrong, but they do a very, very poor job at restricting all three categories, and that's a big reason why we do like the over for this situation here. When it comes to Saniya Rivers, she is a great player and she definitely has a decent usage rate in all three departments. And for her position, which is a very good position, we are expecting her to get a good amount of usage rate and good amount of minutes out there on the floor. Now, looking at Connecticut Sun more in depth, we do see facing off against the Las Vegas Aces, in their last 5 games, 85-59 loss, had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists there. After that, faced off against Seattle Storm with a 97-81 loss with 4 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists in that matchup. Then against Minnesota Lynx had a 102-63 loss with 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist there. After that, faced off against the Las Vegas Aces, had an 86-68 loss with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist there. And then faced off against Seattle Storm with a 93-83 victory with 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists in that matchup. So, this one is kind of a no-brainer to us. We do very much like the, over for this situation for Saniya Rivers, and we are expecting the over for that. So, for that reason, keep an eye out for Saniya Rivers. I see a lot of value there to go on the over, especially if the line is under her averages.